Hey, chicas. Welcome to Red Lips Real Talk Podcast. I'm Jasmin.
I'm Monica.
I'm Maritza.
And I'm Deibys with a Y, and we are 4 Latinas from South Florida.
Bringing you real talk on life, love, and everything in between. Time to get real. Dale.
What's up, ladies?
What's up?
What's up? How's everybody been?
Good. What are we talking about today?
I don't know.
What are we talking about today?
Jasmin? What's that? I don't know. Hear that? I like that.
Holidays! We did it. You know how many times we practiced that?
Twice.
We're talking about
Deibys,
Somos
Monica,
profesionales,
Maritza,
okay?
and to our listeners, that took about 10 minutes. But we did it. We're here to talk about the holidays.
My favorite time of the year.
It is, and I'm so happy that it is for you.
It is. For me.
Deibys loves the holidays.
I do.
I'm glad that you love the holidays.
Jasmin, you don't like the holidays?
I used to. I sound very depressed. I used to because it was just, I don't know, I just feel like Adam Sandler. Do you remember that movie that Adam Sandler did with Drew Barrymore?
The Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer. And yeah, this is how I feel.
You're such a Grinch.
I'm a Grinch. That's how I feel. But I have my reasons.
But why? Yeah, what are these reasons?
Because you decorate for Christmas. Like, you have this ginormous tree and the whole nine.
Well, you know that place, I don't even know if it exists anymore, Santa's Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know, those huge trees.
I've taken my kid, years back, but it's still.
Yeah, I haven't been there for a while, but the inside joke in my family is like, oh, when you go to Jasmin's house, it's like Santa's Enchanted Forest because I have like a 17-foot Christmas tree.
Yep, well, you have nice high ceilings.
Yeah. No, it's really beautiful. I love the holidays, but I think for me, it's become a little bit more like a melancholy because my daughters are big and they're in college and they're not with me as much as they used to. So I miss when they were little.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I can understand that.
Yeah, I miss it. And so I hold on to the memories of when I was a young mom and the wrapping of the presents. And that's kind of, not that, I still have my family and my daughters, of course, but it's just very different. And so it makes me a little sad, but it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Well, when they're little, it's like the innocent part of it. Like they don't know. It's the whole making everything magical. And, when kids are little, everything is a big deal. The small stuff. So, when they get older, I can see it being a little bit,
It changes.
It changes.
Yeah. My kids are still
missing
home,
that.
but they're older. And I could definitely say, it has changed. It changes. Yeah.
I mean, even with Halloween, it's coming up, and I remember that was such a big deal. Like we were planning the costumes and the little trick-or-treating. Like I remember, I don't know about you guys, but my mom, I have a beautiful memory. My mom would buy those little individual trick-or-treat bags and we would fill them up and we wouldn't just put our hands in a bucket and grab a whole bunch of candies and throw it in a bag. We would give each child that knocked on our door an individual little bag. So that's like a little bit of a tradition that we have. And I did that with my daughters, but now they're she's 23 and my other one's about to turn 21 and that's it. They're women.
Yeah.
They're women and they're now
do they usually do something for Halloween with their friends or?
Yeah, they go to Halloween parties as they should.
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God.
Absolutely.
As you should.
I was just wondering if they still enjoy Halloween like
of
that.
Of course. Yeah. They have wonderful memories of their childhood. But for me, it's kind of it's more like that stage of my life is over. Mm-hmm. And I miss it. So the holidays make me melancholy.
Yeah.
Just because of the stage that I'm in. But it's beautiful. I mean, I think driving around the neighborhoods and seeing those beautiful homes and the way people get into it, I love that.
Yeah.
I barely put any decorations up. And my husband's like, oh, babe, decorate. And I'm like, I used to decorate for Halloween and I haven't for 2 years.
You can put a little things up. You kind of, just adjust a little bit. You don't have to go as overboard maybe when the kids were little, but you still put that little, Halloween spirit in the home and, the festive part of it, and then when the kids come over too, even though they're older, they still come over. It's good, it's
no, of course. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Honestly, who doesn't love the holidays? It's absolutely beautiful. I was just, I'm cracking jokes, but deep down inside, I do feel a little bit of the sadness of that stage of my life coming to an end. And now I have to start new traditions, because you had mentioned that to me.
Right. Yeah. Especially for like Christmas and stuff like that. Even Thanksgiving, you get the family together. You can play fun games like Minute to Win It, or, you just create new traditions.
Yeah.
And you can still get together and bake, some sweet treats and watch the movies. There's still things you can do when they were little, now that they're older.
Well, what are some of the, I know yours are still pretty little. So let's talk happy things. What do you do with your family?
Well, I love all the holidays, but, September kicks everything off. Football starts. So we tend to watch a lot of football, and my girls don't sit and watch as many games, but they definitely, we're a football family. They will watch some of the games and stuff. So I even decorate a little bit for that. Like I'll have my little football blanket and my little football signs and stuff like that. So I kind of started early, and then Halloween rolls around, and I like to order. This is something that just started like on its own, but we were watching Ghostbusters one year. I was showing them like old school movies and stuff, and the new one came out where it's all the girls, the ladies are the Ghostbusters.
Did you like it?
I loved it. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
And so we ordered Chinese food, but we ate it out of like the little white boxes that the food comes in on the couch, and we'll make like little Halloween treats, and like, I'll find something to bake. And so that's kind of like been like a tradition that we do. Like every year we make sure to take time out to at least watch one movie. If it's Ghostbusters, it's Ghostbusters, but we do that little thing there,
What's your favorite holiday movie?
Holiday movie? I have a couple of them. I like more of like the funny ones. Home Alone is definitely like a classic for me. I like Elf. I also like Christmas National Lampoons. I think that is hilarious with Chevy Chase. My husband and I love that one.
Is that the one where the mom passes, or the mother-in-law passes away, and they put her on the top of the car?
No. That's another one of those, but it's not that one. No.
Oh, that's right. You're talking about the Christmas one.
Christmas one is with the tree that he cuts down the forest. He gets fired from his job.
Oh, and the house is so bright. Like, it makes the whole power go out.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong movie.
Yeah.
But you can tell I'm depressed.
But, I don't know. I can't think of all of them now. But like for Christmas too, we do it every year. I'd like to get us Christmas pajamas for the whole family. So for a little ride that we do through the neighborhood where we go around and see Christmas lights, I put on last year's pajamas, because the new pajamas are for like Christmas morning, So we just wear like whatever old pajamas we have from the years before throughout December. So we'll wear like whatever pajamas from last year, and we do popcorn, we'll bake cookies, we get in the car, we play Christmas music, and then we drive around the neighborhood. Sometimes like my husband will find, you can like search too sometimes online, like areas that are doing like big light up stuff. Like there'll be neighborhoods that the houses kind of, coordinate together, and they'll do like a whole street, and people like will park their cars nearby and like walk. So you have a lot of areas like that too. So we always do that, gingerbread house, silly things like that. We carve pumpkins for Halloween, Thanksgiving. I love to watch the Macy's parade. Like that's like my thing. I love to get up.
I love the Macy's parade. That's one of my favorite memories of my childhood, and it is a tradition with my family.
Yeah.
We watch it every year religiously. I hope they never get rid of it.
Yes, me too.
It's just such a beautiful tradition, and if you've never really watched the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving, please start watching it so they don't take it off the air, because it's just such
I don't want
wonderful.
them to. And it's in the morning, so it's like that nice time where you're making breakfast with the family, you're preparing the dishes that you're going to be doing later on that evening, So it's like that nice morning.
Well, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
I know it's not celebrated worldwide like Christmas is worldwide. It's more of a United States tradition. But for me, it's always been my favorite because it's truly the only holiday I can think of. Well, there's 4th of July too, but it's where you just get together with your family and have a beautiful meal together.
Right.
And you're thankful for the people that you love and for the roof over your head and the meal you're about to eat. And it's a very meaningful one for me. And I cook everything from scratch. And I spend the whole day, even the night before, preparing.
Yeah.
Do you guys cook your own turkeys?
Yeah, we do. Well, not me. That's my husband's stuff. But
how does he cook it?
Oh, different ways. We've done fried.
Yeah.
There's a year that he wrapped the whole thing in bacon. Which was
my mom tends to do it like that a lot. And that just like the bacon grease. It goes into the turkey, so it makes it really moist.
Yeah.
So I've always been afraid of frying a turkey. Do you recommend it?
So fried turkeys are amazing. They're very juicy. They taste very good. And there's a lot that goes into it. So I suggest people do their research before they try it because it can be dangerous. But I know that your husband has done it a couple times.
Yeah, we've done more than a couple times. We've done it a lot. One year we did I don't know how many turkeys in that month alone, because after Thanksgiving, people were asking us to do the deep fried turkey. So he's done a lot of turkeys. We still have the deep fryer. You got to be very careful. Monica said, search it up. Don't go by what I'm saying, but I'm giving you tips that, we've done. The turkey has to be very dry, very, very dry, because it's just like if you're frying in the kitchen and you put water, it's going to splatter, right? So you want the turkey to be dry. You inject the turkey with seasoning, no outside seasoning, because everything is inside. So when you fry it, it stays very juicy. So then when you are dropping it in the deep fryer, you have to go extremely slow. You just have to be patient and drop it very slow, because you don't want that last drop to be hard and it splashes. So it's a very slow drop into the air fryer, and it fries pretty quick. I don't want to give the time because I'm not sure. You would have to research that. Just like when you're baking it, it's by pounds, but it's way quicker than baking it. Way quicker. I mean, it's done super fast.
You have to use peanut oil.
Peanut oil for frying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they sell the kits for the injection too. They'll sell the injector with the seasoning. You can even use mojo. We've used mojo, the bottle, that has it. Anything that's liquid, you inject it. Yeah.
I've never done that. I've always wanted to, but I actually go to Home Depot and buy those big orange Home Depot buckets. Brand new one. I clean it very well. And I do a brine. And I put the whole turkey in there for 24 to 36 hours. And then I traditionally cook it in the oven.
When you put it in the bucket, is it in a bag, or is your bucket the bag and the turkey is literally...
I literally put the turkey inside the bucket. But I mean, it's a brand new bucket. I buy one every year. I clean it.
I'm just curious because I would like to do it.
And I make a brine.
Right.
And I put it in there for 24 hours. I have put it for 36 hours, but I don't recommend that because then it just can disintegrate the skin, and you want the skin to get that toasty, buttery.
Yeah, I love that.
And then underneath the skin, I put sage, and I'll put butter.
More butter.
Yeah, and it's just extremely juicy, and it's just a tradition that my mother taught me. My mother taught me to do that. And I'm learning how to make. So I've gotten really into cooking, but one of the main reasons I did is because there's an emotional attachment to food. There's certain things that you eat that remind you of your grandmother, your grandfather, your mom, your dad, your sister, or a special moment, and that's what food does for me. And my mother always loved Thanksgiving because my mom was extremely grateful to be in the United States, that this country allowed her to come here at such a young age and start a life. And my mother embraced the food. And she goes, it wasn't the best food because I was used to my food from my country.
But it's the tradition.
But she embraced it. So she always loved Thanksgiving, and she taught us to be grateful for the opportunities that were given to her. So it's very meaningful for us. So we, a lot of people cook other types of food on Thanksgiving because they don't like turkey. But I just feel like I'm not going to do that. I want to cook the mashed potatoes.
Yeah. And I want it. I love all that stuff. And
because I can eat my food anytime.
Right.
But this is the one time that I really do try and keep the American tradition alive.
Yeah, definitely at my home too. And I've done a turkey by myself in my home, but I haven't cooked too many turkeys other than my husband deep frying. We get with family together, me and Monica get together a lot. So usually it's like she said, her husband or a family member is cooking the turkey. So I haven't had too many chances to cook a turkey, which I'm okay with. But I want, I would like to try your little method there.
I remember that one time we tried that turkey.
Oh, God.
Please share.
It was a mess. And it was because we found a new technique about cracking the breastbone and laying the turkey flat on a pan.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the proper, we almost burned the
yeah, we weren't home. We were away.
Yeah, we were away.
Someone else's house.
In someone, family member's home.
They don't do a lot of cooking there. So we were working with what they have.
Okay.
So that was one thing. And then, of course, it was a Pinterest thing that she found, I think it was.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Instagram, it was something. And
it was on Pinterest. And Dennis really, I wanted to do it. But my husband likes to look up recipes too. He actually likes to cook a lot. So he was like, this sounds cool. And I'm like, yeah.
No, I think it was Instagram. It didn't work out. Yeah, because it was a reel and we couldn't pause the damn thing. So we had to keep watching it over and over to see, okay, now this step.
Yeah. You can pause TikToks.
Look at that.
But I mean, it came out good. It was
Well, besides the fact that we almost burned the kitchen down. I mean, smoke was coming out of the oven because the pan, it needed to lay flat a certain way. So again, we were,
working
with what we got. We were getting creative, and then like grease started kind of coming. That's it. It's like the smoke's going to start it. We were like, oh my God, we're going to burn the house down. It's not our kitchen. I mean, the person's kitchen that it was is our family member. And
memories were made. That's what
there was a lot of us that that Thanksgiving.
So do you decorate for Thanksgiving all holidays?
Oh yeah,
really?
I decorate very little bit for 4th of July, but I have my stuff. Valentine's Day for sure. Easter for sure.
Day?
Yeah, very little bit.
Well, Valentine's Day is a special day for us because that's Maritza's birthday.
Yeah, that's my favorite holiday.
So you definitely decorate for that.
I mean, I don't really decorate a lot. I'm very, very simple.
You do have
my
one
dining room
space in your home. Yes.
Yeah. I have all my little stuff for that, and that's about it. Now that my kids are older, I really don't decorate as much as I used to, but I did.
So your table's your spot.
Yeah. My dining room table is my spot.
Okay.
I don't decorate for that.
For
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I just do little things like kitchen towels, a couple little decorating things, hearts, this and that. I mean, I have the kids that are little. Sorry.
No.
I have the kids that are little. So it's like, I like to just they get excited. We do the Valentine's Day, little cards for school, whatever,
right.
So it's like I want the house to have that, Valentine's Day vibe for them, And I actually really love 4th of July. I think it's a fun time, you're just barbecuing, pool time, hanging out with friends. Like I'm always trying to find a new thing to make, but I'm drinking too much, and then I end up not making the recipe I found on Pinterest. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I bought this stuff. I mean, am I really going to make it now? Unless I make it beforehand.
Yeah,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, right. On Easter, we definitely celebrate. I mean, and it's not.
Yeah, those are the things that make me melancholy because I did the Easter baskets. I did the tooth fairy. My daughter's teeth would fall out, and I would go in the room and put the money under the pillow and take her tooth, and then she'd wake up and be like, mommy,
I know
my tooth she came, or them running down. I could hear 6 o'clock in the morning, mommy,
right,
Santa showed up. Santa's here, mommy, let's go downstairs. I want to actually tear up because that's why, Jasmine's being a Grinch. It's not that I'm being a Grinch. It's just those are the things that I no longer have. And I mourn it.
Of course.
I mourn it. And I'm getting all these flashbacks of the tooth fairy, of Santa Claus and the cookies, and having to eat a few cookies so they can see that, and leaving crumbs on the floor. The wrapping of the presents, making sure that they each got, if one got 5, the other one had to get 5 too. Because
you gotta make sure.
The Easter baskets, their dresses, their Easter, the dresses
Take
and
pictures.
the hats, all of those things. I think Valentine's Day is our least favorite because my husband, I don't know about your husbands, but he's not the type of guy to buy presents and stuff. It just,
he doesn't presents that day. I really just want flowers and a card.
He hates that. He's like, this is the most bullshit commercialized. And it's right after Christmas too. It's right there. So it's always been one that kind of I'm sorry, Maritza, I know that's your birthday.
That's okay. No, I agree. I agree with all of that.
But I think that's the one that we least participate in. And St. Patrick's Day is fun. It's mostly drinking beer and things like that.
Yeah, that one I've never really done too much with the girls. I know people do the
the green.
Yeah, the green, the leprechaun.
The leprechaun.
And it'll leave some coins or something, candy coins. I have never done anything with that. I know there people have done a couple things with that.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunny I actually do for Santa Claus as well. I cut out paw prints, a stencil of paw prints. And then I put them hopping from the back door into the house, kind of towards their basket. Cute. And I use flour. So I'm there, I late at night, bringing the Easter baskets out, putting the little powder thing on the stencils to look like the Easter Bunny hopped. I do that. And then, Easter is also about Jesus. So I make sure that my children know it's not just the Easter Bunny. I really let them know he has risen.
Important.
Yes.
Talking about religion, I mean, that's a completely different podcast, but I've gotten closer to God as I've gotten older. I don't want to say I was an atheist because I think that's taking it way too far, but I struggled with faith. I struggled with faith for a long time. I have my reasons why, but I had a few things happen to me and it made me believe. And I think that's a beautiful thing about Easter and Christmas.
Yes.
now that my daughters are also older and the present factor has kind of gone, you know, you still get little things, but that aspect has kind of left. But what the reason for the season has stayed. And now that I have my own relationship with God, I've realized like what it really means.
Yeah.
And it's brought me a joy and a fulfillment that I didn't maybe have 10 years ago. I know I'm getting kind of off the subject
You're not
here.
off the subject.
But
it's
it is the reason for the season. And I'm glad even though I mourn certain aspects that have changed in my life, I'm glad that I'm closer to God.
Yeah. And be glad that those things happen. You know, you're not looking back saying, oh, I didn't have this with the kids. I didn't, you know, you should be happy those moments happen too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard because I know that's going to be me. I'm an emotional person. I love my kids and I go the extra mile for them because like you said, the little, you know, feet running in the morning to see the prints, you know, like me adding those little footprints on the floor, like it just adds to that imagination. It adds to that joy and that twinkle in their eyes. So it's like any little thing that I can do extra to leave those memories. Like I even do the Tooth Fairy money, which is something that I started that I kind of kick myself in the ass for. But because when I'm struggling late at night, I'm like, oh my God, why did I do this? I put glitter on the money. So I take a little sponge, like a brush sponge, you know, for painting, but it's sponge. And I brush on Elmer's glue very lightly. And then I dust on some glitter and it dries really quick.
You're good.
And then I put that under their pillow and I sprinkle a little bit of glitter around their bed. So it's like a Tooth Fairy. Yeah.
Aww.
So it looks like fairy dust.
I was terrible Tooth Fairy.
Oh, well, I'm bad. I have forgotten multiple times. And then my excuse is the Tooth Fairy can't fly when it's raining. So I'll be like, I think it was like really raining hard last night. I heard it raining and they can't fly.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I got it from the movie Tinkerbell because the fairies can't fly when their wings are wet. So I was like, perfect.
Well, so this is a true story. My daughter had lost her front baby tooth. It was like, that's one of the major ones.
Yeah.
That's one of the major teeth to lose. And she fell asleep and I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I had $5.
Oh girl.
And I didn't have no cash. And my husband was like, I think I have, he only had $100
What?
bill.
Oh no, I've been stuck with the 20.
Did she bank that night?
Hold on. I was like, we cannot put 100. That's ludicrous. That's ridiculous. He's like, I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there, Jay. He's like, I'm tired. I'm cranky. And he was like, don't put nothing. Just, it is what it is. Yeah, she's getting older. She already lost her front tooth, being a humbug.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, pobrecita. So he went to sleep and I was like, fuck it. And I put $100 bill.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And she woke up and she was like, Mommy! And she was like, Mommy, look what I got. And my husband's face was like,
no,
do you
didn't.
realize what you have just done?
That's crazy.
And I was like, I think she made a mistake.
Yeah.
She probably didn't have her glasses on. And she was like, no, Mommy, that's how much money you get for the front teeth.
Oh, yeah, because they think they know everything.
Yeah.
They make it all up and they think they know.
That was very stupid.
Oh.
Don't ever do that.
No, you should have just told her that it was raining and the tooth fairy could
Well, I didn't think about that. That was one of the dumbest things I read. I was desperate.
My God.
I was desperate. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
$20 is the highest that I've done by accident.
And who the hell has a $100 bill in their house?
You. Well, you had it. But yeah, it's you get stuck in those moments. You're like, man. And then I also have the elf on the shelf.
I never did that.
You know how many times I've forgotten to move that thing?
How does that work? I'm sorry. I know it's
creepy.
old.
It's creepy.
Well,
Well, there's movies to it and it comes with the book. So the whole idea of it is that the elf comes from the North Pole to watch over you, to report to Santa if you're naughty or nice. So it's a way for parents to get their kids to behave even more during the holidays, I guess, you know. So you move the elf. So basically the elf comes, the kids are not allowed to touch the elf. And he arrives after Thanksgiving. So after Thanksgiving, the elf just appears in the house. And you name the elf. Our elf is a girl. Her name is Cookie. And she's very cute. You can buy them clothes.
So this is a thing.
Oh, it's a thing, girl. So then the elf arrived, right? So that evening, I have to move the elf at night after they're asleep or in the morning before they wake up. And there's been times I forgot. You move around the house. People do funny things with them. Like I've done they leave a note and say, with candy canes, it'll say, can you find all 12 candy canes? And then I'll hide them in the house. Little things like that. And multiple things. You can find stuff online time for great ideas. And then I forget sometimes. I'll wake up and we have a second story.
It's every day?
Every day.
Oh, God.
So the second story saves me because I'll be like, they haven't gotten up. So it's like I can run downstairs. It's not like their room is going to open up into the living room. You know what I mean? It's like they're upstairs. So there's been many times.
There must be some stories with these elves.
Oh, my God, girl. I have forgotten. So basically the elf, if he doesn't go back, he's supposed to report back to Santa if you're good or not. And if you touch him, he can't fly back. So if you touch him, if you touch the elf, he disappears for a couple days.
So there must be kids traumatized because they touched it by mistake.
Yeah, I guess. It's all how the parent handles it too. I make up my own rules. And then a little bit. And then if I forgotten to move in, I'll be like, well, you remember you were fighting the other day with your sister. Remember that? You guys were arguing and maybe he was trying to be nice and didn't want to report to Santa. So he didn't go back last night. You know, like I'll say things like that. But yeah, that's another thing I have to do. But my oldest.
I'm so glad we didn't have that.
My oldest just started telling me that she doesn't believe in Santa. So it's the first Christmas. That's going to be hard for me. It's her first Christmas that she doesn't believe. So I haven't had that. I'm just realizing this right now as I'm talking about it. It's going to be the first Christmas that she's going to wake up and know that I put all the presents there. It's making me sad just thinking about it. I really just forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, I had told my daughter when she said that. And I said, well, that's fine. You don't believe, you don't get
Oh, yeah. I said you have to believe to receive.
You still have to believe to receive.
Yes. But still, it's knowing that she doesn't know.
It's like the movie, the Polar Express, where he doesn't hear the jingle anymore.
The bell, you have to hear the bell to believe. But so I was thinking, oh, well, you know what? You're going to help me.
One of my favorite Christmas.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
I love the music.
Yeah.
And the hot chocolate. I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
It's okay.
But it just came in my brain, like the hot chocolate when the kids are on the train and they bring up, they're like, hot chocolate. I'm going to play that later.
Yeah, find it and play it. That's another tradition I like to do, hot chocolate. And you find recipes to do stuff on your stove top with like real chocolate and milk and stuff like that, you know?
Like the hot chocolate from Spain with the churros.
That sounds good.
Oh, it's so good.
So my oldest now, I figure since she doesn't believe, she can help me move the elf around.
That's a good idea.
That was the positive thing. I just realized a negative thing talking about it that she's not going to believe.
Yeah, they start to grow up.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and it's don't get me wrong. Every stage is beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's something so special. I would say for me, every parent is different, of course. But for me, it was that like 5 to 8.
Yes.
5 to 9. They're old enough to talk to you and tell you things, you know, and then once they start getting into that 12, 13, that's where
that's how my oldest is. She's going to be 13 in December.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, it is what it is. And it's
you can't expect them to keep believing. They're going to be like, okay, you're going to the 8th grade. You still think
and then when they go off to college and they leave, that's tough. So, you know, it's time to listen to hot chocolate. It makes me happy.
I love it.
Let's get in the mood, ladies.
Oh, we got it. Hey, we got it. Johnny, we got it.
Hot chocolate. Now I want some hot chocolate.
I love that movie. Yeah. I love all holiday movies. I would say that Elf is the one I least like.
Yeah,
because I don't
That's my favorite. That's
I don't like Will Ferrell.
God,
no, I like Elf.
But people love Elf.
With a passion.
What did you say?
Oh, it was funny.
So my husband hates that movie.
Oh, so that's something we have in common then. Will Ferrell is not really my type of comedian.
Yeah.
There's just
I like him. He cracks me up. I mean, there is some of his movies that are funny and then I'm like, okay, this was like, but there's some other ones that I just like love.
I mean, I think the best movie he's done that I'm willing to watch and say, okay, that was funny was Anchorman.
Anchorman was good.
Anchorman was funny, but his co-star was hilarious, which was the lady from, oh my goodness, she's now with multiple sclerosis. Oh my goodness, what is her name?
Oh,
Jesus. She was in Married with Children.
Christine Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Yes.
She is so funny.
Yeah.
And I think that the chemistry that they have together in Anchorman was what made the movie for me personally. Mm-hmm. But Will Ferrell, you know, he's beloved in Elf.
I love
beloved.
Elf. Yeah, Elf was. I mean, it was a funny movie. It was cute too.
Yeah,
and it was a family.
It's a family movie,
and that's the thing. That's another beautiful thing about the holidays is that, you know, movies have become a little bit more tough to watch. They could be aggressive, a lot of violence, a lot of sex, and it's getting harder and harder to have like family-friendly movies.
Yeah.
But holiday movies, they're always going to be a safe bet.
Yeah.
You can sit down with your kids and have a hot chocolate or have some candy or have popcorn and everyone can be in the room, the grandparents, the mom, and there's not going to be any awkward scenes, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's beautiful about the holiday.
Unless you're watching National Lampoons, don't watch that with your kids.
The Christmas one?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you can't watch that with the kids. At least not my kids.
I don't think I've seen.
Well, there's one scene specifically that I remember. It's not that bad. But still, when the police, do you remember that he kidnaps, his Uncle Eddie, his brother-in-law kidnaps his boss?
Man, I barely remember.
He kidnaps his boss and he brings him to Chevy Chase's home.
Okay.
Carl, right? That's his name? No, what's his name?
I don't remember his name.
I forgot his name. I know his name. And the police come and they're all scrambling in the living room like, oh my God, Eddie, what did you do? Why'd you bring him? He brings him like arms tied, duct tape over his mouth. Like he kidnapped him. And then the police come breaking in and he tells them freeze. And all of a sudden the wife is like, has her hands on Chevy Chase's like package. You know what I mean? Like not Christmas package.
I get it now.
And everybody's just looking. So I'm like, my kids can't, my 9-year-old can't see this. And she may be like, what is she doing? And then my 12-year-old's going to be like, she's touching her husband's ball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going through their heads.
Oh my God, it's like that disgusting movie, Bad Santa.
Yeah, they can't watch that.
See that.
And Four Christmases with
Lord
Vince
have
Vaughn.
Mercy.
Have you guys seen that? That's
Four Christmases?
That is really funny.
That is hilarious.
Hilarious.
But it's an adult movie.
That's what I was just saying. That's another one.
Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and
yes.
Oh my God.
It's so Four Christmases because Vince Vaughn and what did you just say? Reese Witherspoon are together.
Yeah.
But their parents are divorced, so they have to.
I like the one that's pregnant in that movie where she's like, yes.
Her name. I think her name is Debbie in the movie.
And they're playing like trivia or something. And her and her husband are so
going
into
at it. Yes.
And every time he gets the answer right, it's like she's having an orgasm.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's like, yes.
And she's full pregnant. She's like 9 months, 10 months. Like she's at her 9th month.
Yes, baby, you got it.
Yeah. I love it.
Great movie. Those raunchy Christmas movies, yeah, of course.
Yeah. But your point is right. You just got to be careful.
You just got to be a little careful. But I think one movie that I took my kids to go see at the movie theater that I thought, this is safe. Like, this is a family. And they came out traumatized. They're in their 20s and they're like, oh my God, Mom,
what movie?
I still can't see that movie. I get scared. It is A Christmas Story or Christmas Carol, the one that was made with Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah. It was dark.
It was dark.
Very
it was
gloomy.
Scary. It was very like the digital animation that they did. It was with, it was just, and
he looked creepy.
Yeah, he did.
And both of my daughters are like, Mom, we still can't see that movie. And I was like, are you like, at first I thought they were like exaggerating and like fucking around, but they were like, no, Mom, like for real, like we can't see that movie.
Yeah.
So something must have scared the shit out of them when they were little that they can't see it today.
Well, the story itself is a little, it's the three spirits of Christmas and the guy with the change and it's like the people visiting you are a little scary.
I mean, I saw the OG, like the black and white. That's one of my favorite movies. So I've tried to see like every version of it. But I think that particular one, because of their age and how gloomy it was, like they can't stand it.
Yeah. That one was a little creepy.
Yeah. So I guess they can make some creepy ones. But Polar Express is still the winner for me.
That one is a good movie. It is.
Yeah.
I like watching the 34th Street movie. What's it called?
Miracle. Yes, those are like the good classic ones.
Classic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Those are good. So like, how soon do you guys do your holiday shopping? Like, do you guys have any holiday tips or like, do you guys
I
go anywhere specifically online, in store?
So I always like to shop in store personally. I know online shopping now is the way to go and that's the future. But I always like going to the store because the stores I know it's going to sound ridiculous what I'm going to say, but you would walk in the stores and it even smelled like Christmas.
That's one of my favorite. That's why Christmas is my favorite holiday because the feeling is just different than any time of the year.
And people are in a good mood.
Yes.
And people smile more and hi, how can I help you? Or like, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays and just people are just nicer, I think, during the holidays. And then I found myself buying things that I probably would have never even looked at for a second online.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I like the online shopping. It's convenient, but sometimes you just need to get out there and look around and things pop out at you. Like,
I'm like, what the hell
when you're
is
searching
this?
online,
And
you're kind of
super
looking.
cute.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm going to get this. It's a stocking
Right.
stuffer.
You think of someone.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you know what? Monica would like this.
Yes.
You know, like, you know, it's, yeah.
And you see people eating at the restaurants and the smell of the food. I worry that we're getting towards closer and closer to these type of things not being around anymore.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
I hope so too, because online shopping, yes, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like when I buy stuff online, whether like usually clothes or shoes, they're horrible quality. And I end up being, or it looks awful on me. I still like going to the store, touching it, seeing the craftsmanship. I think because I'm also getting older, I don't like cheap clothes. I rather invest in good pieces and that I can mix and match and have quality pieces. But I notice that a lot of online things are just crappily made.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
Fast fashion. You know. I know I'm kind of changing the subject, but I think you understand what I mean. I like to go to the stores. I like to be in that moment, and I used to shop really early because I was just so excited.
Yeah.
But now I barely buy anything.
Yeah, I try to
sad.
do the Christmas in July thing where it's like I try to start early. And every year I get a little bit better. Every year I'd be like, I'm going to shop early. And I wouldn't do anything. I'd get too busy. Plus it's like I don't want the expense to hit me all at once. I'm like, okay, here I am now trying to cram everybody's present between November and December, you know? So it's like I try to do it to break stuff up and just, you know, get out and do, early shopping, get ahead of the game. And then I also want to enjoy whatever activities I'm doing with the family. You know, like if it's Halloween, and we want to go to some type of like fall festival or hayride place or, you know, Thanksgiving, you're preparing for Christmas during Thanksgiving too. You know, you're shopping there too.
Yeah.
And then you got stuff you want to do throughout December.
Well, something that we've been doing in my family for a long time is typically the people that you see in Thanksgiving or spend with at Thanksgiving are kind of the same people that you might be spending the holidays with too.
Yeah.
Not always, but typically that's how it works
Majority
out.
of them,
Majority of the time. So the adults, excluding all the children, what we do is on Thanksgiving, we put our name in a little hat. And so I'll put my name up. I'll put my name and then I'll put 3 things that I would like to get.
Wow.
That's within the budget that we all agreed upon. Usually we say $100 because we're only going to buy one gift.
Right. You're doing a secret Santa.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll put, okay, I want this or I want that, blah, blah, blah. I put 3 things because I still want to be surprised.
Yeah.
I still don't want to know exactly
I like
what
the
I'm gonna
idea
get.
of putting the 3 things in
So
there.
we put 3 things and then we all pick a name. And sometimes people will pick their name, so we have to start all
Throwback,
over again or whatever.
yes.
But typically it always works out. And then we get together on Christmas. We only buy for the children. And then we play the game and we'll be like, okay, who got Jasmin
Right,
or whatever.
right.
And then if you want, you can, we switch it out. You know what I mean? Like you can trade and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, we make the budget $100, but that's
but
the
you're
only
only
person
buying
you're
one
buying
person.
for.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's really fun. One year we had like 20 something people participate.
Wow.
That was a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun.
And it's a good way to have fun, to keep a family tradition and not spend a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah. We do the same thing with the adults, but I have an app, the Elfster app.
Oh, what app is that?
Elfster.
Elfster.
Yes, I've used that
Okay.
before.
So I have everybody already in there, like my family. And then for Thanksgiving, is it before Thanksgiving that I usually do it or after? I don't know. But
I never
I'll
heard of that app.
Yeah, I have everybody's names in there and it'll
I might
just
try that
scramble
this
the
year.
names and then
Yeah.
it'll send you an email. And then you can also make a wish list on there. So people can go on your profile and it'll see your wish list.
Oh, that's so much fun. I think I might try that this year. Thanks for that.
I've done that at my job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. And like when you're doing the wish list, there's like categories. You can do it by age. You can do it by like, styles, things that you like. You can kind of narrow down the search for you to add to your wish list. So the person that picked your name can go into your wish list and see it without you knowing that they were in there.
that's
And
so
that prevents from the double names, like your own name being pulled out. The system won't duplicate it.
Oh, okay. So
And then
yeah.
you can do restrictions on the names too. So like we have a lot of couples. So I don't
Right,
let
yes.
like you and your husband, I won't let your husband pick you or you pick your husband.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
I figured that's
So it's like
your own.
AI is really putting in the
you
work.
could put restrictions. So you'll get like somebody else.
No, because that happens.
Yeah.
Like many times I've gotten my husband.
Yeah.
Or my brother got his wife.
Right.
Yeah. So
and you want it to be somebody not like your husband or your wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
so.
that's really
Yeah,
cool.
so
I'm going to try that.
You can put restrictions on it. So yeah.
Awesome.
But I do it every year. We do it every year.
Yeah, that's fun.
And it's good, like, if you have people that don't live close by, you can use that with them.
I know we should like look into that. We should try that.
Yeah,
I did it with my family in New York one year too. Yeah.
Yeah, that would help out. And I actually like wrapping the presents too. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I enjoy wrapping it. I mean, I'm always losing my mind the night before, but I like wrapping it. And I do wrapping like little parties with the girls to wrap like our family's presents. Obviously not theirs, but I make that fun for them too. We like put on Christmas
what I did
music.
one year? I just remember because you said wrapping. So I went to the dollar store and I bought all these like little like tin like
The holiday tin boxes.
There you go. But they're like circular. And they have like Santa Claus on them or whatever. And we just made fresh brownies and fresh chocolate chip cookies. And we just jam-packed them and covered them in Christmas paper. And we gave those as gifts to a lot of people. And
like a neighbor.
I'm telling you, that was like people were so touched by that because it was something that you made.
And it's thoughtful.
And it was thoughtful and it was good and it was warm and it was, you could tell it was fresh. And we barely spent any money on that. And I remember I was a little particular. I bought the Ghirardelli brownies because I wanted them to be like extra moist.
Right.
And we really took our time. But I'm telling you, I don't know, it's because I'm getting older, but I'm just starting to realize like those little things always end up being the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a beautiful gesture.
It's nice.
We can still do that, even though our kids are older.
Yeah, no, I know. But the holidays are, I know I'm always bringing it down. I don't mean to. I apologize for that. But the holidays in general can be a very difficult time for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of loss. COVID wasn't that long ago. And there was huge losses also in COVID. People maybe are going through a divorce or they're having marital problems or there's loneliness. And the holidays can be just really, really hard for people. It's not like that for me. I'm not trying to say that that's what I'm going through. It's just I'm just melancholy because I miss my daughters when they were little.
Right.
But it is a difficult time. And, it's if you have a coworker or somebody in your life that you can kind of tell that's going through that, invite them to Thanksgiving. Be like, hey, come to Thanksgiving, come, don't be alone, or come for Christmas, because you know what, you may be impacting them a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
Because it's a time to reflect on love and kindness, and I still think, even though we're getting more and more into a digital world and social media and phones, everybody, we still need human contact.
Yeah, human interaction. And that's where you're saying like the shopping and those type of things. I hope that those things don't go away. People need to have that human interaction.
The human interaction. I mean, a lot of people are now like, oh, no. I'm shopping online and that's it. And I'm like, okay. And I respect that.
And I will do shopping online, but I want to get out too. You know, I don't want to do all of it.
I like to see the trees lit up and everything decorated. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But, if you notice somebody's going through a hard time, just reach out because you may be helping them a lot more than you think. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday, Deb?
Christmas.
What about you, Chad?
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I like Thanksgiving.
That's your favorite, Monica?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
The food.
Yeah, same.
You too? Yeah. Thanksgiving is my second favorite.
I think Thanksgiving is, bear in mind that Thanksgiving is only for the United States.
Yeah.
So the rest of the world is like, well, Canada has their own Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So I think universal, I would have to say Christmas.
Yeah.
Universally. But in general, I would have to say it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and 4th of July. I love 4th of July.
Yeah, I like
That's
4th of
also
July
a United
too.
States, holiday. But I just love it. I love the hot dogs and the beach and the pool and the barbecuing and the rock and roll in the background. It's
me too.
It's such a lovely holiday. And I love fireworks.
The fireworks, yeah.
Oh my! And then when they play all those, and I'm proud to be an American.
I know. I love all that stuff too.
I'm free. I'm like, I cry.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that
New Year's
song.
is also another one. Now that you said cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I know
I
you've
cry
mentioned
every
it.
New Year.
I am right there with you. Every year
If
I
anybody's
cry.
at my house, like anybody that's come to my parties, because I throw New Year's every year. I don't know if anybody's ever caught me, but I do cry every New Year's.
Me too. I don't know
Very
what it is.
emotional for me.
What does, if you don't mind sharing,
just,
what is it?
It's just, I just kind of reminisce about my whole year, everything. And I just get very emotional. A lot of things happen in a year.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Good, bad, everything. And
But haven't you noticed that maybe it's because we're older, how fast it's going by?
yeah.
I think that's another thing. I'm not crying because I'm sad.
Right.
And I'm not crying because I'm happy. It's just like another year has passed. It's over. I'm excited for the new year to come.
Right.
But it's just like this, like,
I don't know. It's just emotional.
it's emotional.
when everybody's,
Yes.
Happy New Year. I mean, just the tears. Come.
Yes,
Like,
I'm with you. I
choked up.
think we're feeling the same thing when that day comes. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
I get
Do you guys
very
have any like weird traditions for New Year's? I don't know if any other Latinas do what I do.
What do you do?
You ever heard about like throwing a bucket of water out the front door to get rid of the bad of the
no.
year and start the new year fresh?
No, I haven't, but I have ran around my block with luggage.
I was just going to say, another
I've
one
done
is
that.
they
You
say
did
to
that?
put luggage in the front porch or in
No,
the front
I
of
ran
the
around the
house.
fucking block.
Yes, I heard that one. When I haven't heard about running it around, but I've heard about putting luggage so you can have good travels for the year or something like that.
I thought it was, you took the luggage and you ran around the block in one circle with the luggage at midnight to bring travel
Right.
into your life, like
Right.
you said, and for the following year and to have those experiences. So I was like, I love
Yeah,
travel. Y'all already know that. If I could go,
Your neighbors must have been like,
Wait, I'm going to start that.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué le
I'm going to
pasó?
try it.
Yeah.
I got my neighbors are Chinese and they don't speak any English at all, and they have their own traditions as
Right.
well. And they were outside and they saw me running around and they go, "Oh gosh." And I was like,
Judging.
hi. And they were like, hi.
He kicked her out.
Yeah. He kicked her out. That's funny. The clock striked and he was like, you're out.
You're out.
Yeah, no. So I do the bucket of
That's
water
funny.
and I do 12 grapes, one
Yeah.
grape for each month for good luck, which I think a lot of people do that.
A lot of Hispanics. do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I grew up doing that
One
my whole
time,
life.
I thought you had to
What about the
eat
salt?
all of them at the same time.
The salt I don't do, but I have heard of if you spill salt on the table, you pick it up and there's a shoulder you're supposed to throw the spilled salt over. But I don't know anything about salt for New Year's. Is there something for New Year's too?
I heard something about that.
Yeah?
So I don't. I
No.
don't do it. So
No. There's a couple different ones though, like New Year's, like little things like that.
I mean, New Year's for me has always been like to dance and listen
Yeah.
to music and wear a pretty dress and, have champagne.
I like to get dressed up for New Year's.
I love to get dressed up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have my midnight kiss.
Yes.
And I love it. These past few years, I have not engaged in any type of parties or things of that nature. I don't really know why. Again, it could just be all like the changes, But when my daughters were still little, like I was at Maritza's house almost every year for a few years. Then I started doing my own parties too. So if I didn't do a party, then I would definitely go to Maritza's
party.
house. But it's true, she cried right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Midnight.
Yeah.
It's an emotional thing.
It is.
It's you're thinking about everything that happened that year.
And it's weird because
it's
I'm happy
weird.
all night. I'm like
Yes,
partying.
me
I love New
too.
Year's.
Girl,
It's
I'm
fun
right there
time.
with you.
And then the end of the night, I'm like, like emotional.
Yeah. And it's like, I get this feeling of like the things that did happen. But then I think about the things that I didn't get to accomplish.
Right.
And
it's a lot of stuff that just
it's just
kinda-
multiple.
yeah.
Yes. Everything. It's like it's not like your life flashes before your eyes. The year flashes before your eyes. And you just get this like feeling of like,
It's a hard time for a lot of
no,
people.
it's just weird.
I know I'm always talking about Sex in the City. I think it's because I binged it. I binged it
Here we go
so
again.
hard on Netflix.
What episode was this?
But no, it wasn't. Let me take that back. It wasn't the Sex in the City show. It was the Sex in the City movie.
Okay.
And it was New Year's. And Miranda called Carrie. Carrie was sleeping. And she's like, no, I'm so sorry. I go back to sleep. She's like, no. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm calling you. It's just, it's New Year's and I'm alone. And she's like, well, where's Brady? And it's Steve's night. He took Brady. I just didn't want to bring in the New Year alone. And she was like, but go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. And Carrie gets up. She gets dressed up in her high heels, which I think is so ridiculous, but she did.
Right.
And she's taking the train and she's running the streets of New York with her high heels and her stupid little hat. It's so unrealistic,
Right.
But it's Carrie. She runs up the stairs and she's like, knocks on the door. And Miranda opens and you see the TV going 3, 2, 1. And she goes, I made it. And she hugged her. And I don't know, that scene.
Yes.
really, really, like we have that bond. We have that bond. Like and if you were like telling, I'd be like doing the same fucking thing. Maybe not in stilettos, but I would too, because it's like there's certain people in your life that you love so much. And if you hear them on the phone like that, you're like, I'm going to go.
Right.
And I'm going to bring in the new year with you. Because it's tough. The holidays can be melancholy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that scene probably, touched a lot of people. And they could.
I think so too. Yeah.
I'm going to go watch it now.
I know, right? I know. I shared all in my
makes
head.
me emotional. I know
talk about sex.
I know.
I know too much.
Yeah. Because I'm like,
like every episode.
I love it.
Every podcast I talk about those stupid girls.
Because we relate to them.
I think it's like
the show was so relatable.
It is.
That was the show of, I can't speak for you ladies, but I felt like that was a show that resonated with my generation.
Yeah, it was.
It was a show that I could relate to every character. Even Samantha. Samantha's like, I would like,
of course.
But Samantha, with all her like her sex stuff and whatever, Samantha was a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And she was a good fucking friend.
Well, that's what's good about the cast, is because you can relate to everybody, and you see yourself. There's a little piece of everybody in there.
And there was great episodes where, they really judged Samantha a lot because of her lifestyle. And they tap into that, and it made you realize, like, no, she's a good friend, like how she chooses to.
Right.
And I don't know, that's why I talk about it a lot. I'm sorry. I know, like I bring it up way too much. But it did make me think about that, because beautiful friendships should always be cherished and don't let them go. And I'm grateful that we've been able to maintain our friendships. And Deibys, I know you just kind of came into it, but I feel I love you so much.
I love
and
you
I'm so glad you're in my life. And,
you too.
And you know what? I'm glad that this is gonna be like our first real like red lips Christmas.
Yeah. I know.
And we're gonna start new traditions.
Absolutely.
And hey, you know what? You told me to find new things to be excited for. This is one of them, bitch.
There you go. I'm with it.
Yes.
I'm there.
Holiday.
You gotta find it.
So no more holiday. It's gonna be now holidays. And with that, we want to thank you so much for listening to us. If you were a little sad, I hope you're happy now. We really, really appreciate you guys, and we hope that you have a wonderful holiday.
Yes. Happy holidays, everyone.
Holidays.
And may God bless you.
God bless.
Hasta la próxima.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode.
We will be dropping an episode every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. No, like seriously. Subscribe now.
So just chill to the next episode. Follow us on Insta and TikTok.
Hasta la próxima.